Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading for the week of January 30th, 2024 to February 5th, 2024. We're already getting into February in 2024. The year is we're already well on our way to spring. Certainly we would have had the Festival of Imbolc, or Breege's Day as I like to call it, or Groundhog's Day, where we're getting to that halfway point of the winter. So it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the winter will end up looking like. If you are new to this channel, welcome. If you find that this reading to be helpful to you, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the subscribe, the bell notification. Definitely give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment if you prefer. This is a reading for those who are Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising, or have some other kind of prominent Libra placement in their chart where they feel that they identify with this, with the readings for this particular sign. Down in the description below, I have links to my spiritual coaching website and also to my PayPal donation link, which again, none of that is mandatory. It's just if any of that interests you, that's where it is. And I want to say thank you very much to the people who have donated to this channel. Every little bit helps and is appreciated. So I am currently pulling the tarot cards. The base deck I use, if you're not familiar with this channel, is the Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck, which is one I've been using for many years and that I resonate with very well. And I clarify each of these cards with a tarot card, and this week our deck is going to be the Druidcraft Tarot, which is not a new deck by any means, but it is new to me because I have just gotten it, so I wanted to use this one. And we are going to have as our Oracle card to tie everything together at the end. I have the Gateway Oracle by Denise Lynn. I do do Oracle readings on a daily basis on my Instagram, transition.life.coaching. So that's also down in the description below, the information about that. So you can check those out each day if you wish as well. Okay, so Libra. So what we're having here, okay, your first house here, this is done according to astrological house is how I read them. And I try to give as general a reading as possible. Not all interpretations are going to apply to you, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a general reading. So the first house is Aries energy. This is about you, your personality, how you identify, how you show yourself to the world, what you want people to see, and what other people see when they look to you. And you have Nephthys with the Ten of Cups. So Ten of Cups, okay, so you're definitely, this is a card of satisfaction, the Ten of Cups. It's a card of happiness, of being satisfied, of having everything that you could want or need. Now, again, this is the house of your identity. So this is certainly the way that you are coming across to people as somebody who, who has it together, who's happy, who's satisfied, who's, connected to their community. Ten of Cups is definitely very strong and very happy kind of a vibe. This is a wishes granted card. So I don't know. So there could be a change that you've made recently, something that you are very, very happy with. Of course, we have this with Nephthys too. So Nephthys may indicate that this happiness actually may be there may be a little bit, I don't want to use the word escapism exactly, but Nephthys would have to do with kind of withdrawing into your own space a little bit, maybe relying more on your intuition. There's a kind of a mystical bent to this card, but there's also a sense of mystery to it. So this could be that you are discovering things about yourself right now, and it's quite possible that, the kinds of things that you discover about the changes you've been going through lately, the kind of transformations maybe that you've been trying to make that maybe have not quite gotten here yet. This would suggest to me that you have the potential here certainly to come to this very, very happy place if you're not here already. So definitely looks good for you, Libra, in terms of, oh, this is interesting. Definitely looks good for you in terms of your, in terms of the way you're presenting yourself or the things you're trying to learn about yourself. Sorry, I just said this was interesting because I ended up with two cards for the second house, which is Taurus energy. This has to do with your finances. It has to do with your possessions, your values, strong Venus energy connected with this. And you have the Pyramid card here. So I feel like there's a test situation around your money. Maybe you have some challenges, maybe you have some big expenses and you're trying to make up your mind about how you're going to finance them or whether you should finance them. Now, the two cards that came out with this are the Princess of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. So this suggests to me that perhaps there's money you want to invest in a new project of some kind, or maybe there'll be a message about something, because Princess is like the page. It does tend to bring messages, but this is generally the sense that we are getting ready for something, that we are locked, loaded, and ready to go. We're ready to start off on some kind of a new project, something that's very exciting, or perhaps even a new job or a new opportunity for some of you. And with the Queen of Pentacles, this definitely has to do with material comfort. Certainly in a house of money, this is a very good card to get because it suggests, again, there's this kind of satisfaction like we see with the Ten of Cups here. And this would have to do with money, with having enough money, and with having a good, comfortable feeling around money as well. So it's interesting that this is showing up as a test here. So I don't know. I have a feeling maybe you have been comfortable with the situation you're in. Sometimes these cards, court cards, can have to do with people. So I don't know if this refers to a person younger than you, if this refers to somebody who, Queen could be a female person in your life, could just be an earth sign person in your life. Take it as it resonates. But sometimes these might be people who are somehow involved in your financial affairs, not in a negative way. It feels like a positive way, although there does seem to be this idea of testing. So I don't know, maybe you have a new opportunity, maybe it's something that you need to invest in, and maybe you're trying to think about, what your long-term strategy is going to be. So certainly I feel like, Libra, you are developing a plan, a financial plan of some kind. This is also about planning to gain some kind of financial security. So yeah, I feel like that's been on your mind as of late. Okay, so third house, this has to do with Gemini energy. This is Mercury. So we had talking about communication, technology, travel, although with travel, this would be short-term travel, not any long trips. Could have to do with brother and sister relationships. And if you are self-employed, this is the house of self-effort. And we have Scarab with the Eight of Swords. So this is interesting. Okay, and this is interesting because I feel like this connects with what I'm seeing over here, like the idea that this is a test. There is some kind of a new beginning or a new change. And this is coming in the area of messages or potentially self-employment. I feel like there's some kind of a change coming here with Scarab. Something new is coming, but you have the Eight of Swords with it. So I have a feeling this is something, there's a sense that something's going to change, but you are mentally stuck in some way. You may think that you maybe there's a situation where you don't know, or maybe something has ended with the Scarab, and maybe you're not clear about the way forward. Maybe you're only thinking about something one way and saying, well, no, I can only deal with this change or deal with it in one way. It's sort of like you're boxing yourself in mentally. And this would be saying that you don't want to do this. You don't want to box yourself in mentally. There is more ways to look at a particular situation. Again, whether this is a communication coming in about something, whether this has to do with your own business, could have to do with something in a family situation, if it has to do with brothers and sisters, assuming you have brothers and sisters. But I don't know, I feel like there could be messages or news about, the word opportunities comes to mind, so I don't know whether this has to do with business, with job, with again, if you're self-employed, if this has to do with your business. I don't know, because if you're not self-employed, then it just seems like there may be changes coming, and you may feel mentally stuck with these changes. Like whatever it is, I feel like the change is actually a good one, but you may have anxiety about it because you may think, well, okay, if X changes, then I'm worried that Y and Z are going to happen, and if it's not going this way, then it's over, or it's failed, or I can't do it, or or nothing else is going to work out. There's just some element here of being mentally stuck over some kind of a change that's coming in. So whether this has to do with the business or not, because again, this is a general house of communication. So take it as it resonates, but I feel like there are changes coming, and you want to think, there's if there's any kind of challenges that are coming, and these might be financial ones, I'm seeing Pyramid right next door here. That suggests to me that there is a way to solve the problem. There is another way to look at the situation. So you are not stuck, even though you think you are. I guess that's the bottom line there. Okay, It also jumps into my mind that this could be somebody else who's stuck. Like, you're very well aware of the change, but maybe you're dealing with somebody else who is only looking at something one way. So that's possible as well. Okay, fourth house is Cancer energy, and Cancer has to do with home, with your family, with your mother potentially, and also just your own sense of security. And we have Ta with the High Priestess. Okay. There's been a few people who've had Ta. Sometimes this comes up when you're actually doing renovations to your home, or putting on, some people are putting on additions or things like that, because Ta's the master builder here. And so there's definitely a sense of building something. If you're not physically building something or within your home, I mean, it could be a piece of furniture even. I mean, who knows? But there's definitely a sense of maybe building something. Maybe some of you work from home and you're building a business there. This could also just be about your sense of security, investing in a home, or the idea of doing something here that is connected to your own sense of security. Again, your long-term security, which fits in with what I'm seeing over here. For some of you, this could be connected to the mother. Like, I'm seeing this Queen of Pentacles. The person may or may not be an earth sign, doesn't have to be. But there's definitely an element here, I feel like, of, and maybe this is something you're doing for your mother, who knows. But there's something here about building something or trying to create a solid foundation for something, or a solid structure, setting appropriate boundaries for something. And we have it with the High Priestess. So when the High Priestess comes up, it has to do with that which is hidden or not seen. So I don't know. I feel like there could be some kind of a situation with your family, or with a family member, or with your mother, that maybe somebody's not telling you something, or maybe like Nepithys up here, maybe something is just hidden. There's information you're waiting for to maybe assess the long term that you don't have yet. Okay, and maybe you feel like somebody knows and they're just not saying anything. I don't know. This feels very much to me like there could be a family situation where I feel like there's a whole lot here going on about long-term planning, and somebody being mentally stuck, and somebody not having all the information. And this 10 of Cups too in this first house is a house of family. So yeah, for some of you, there's a strong family element in these first four, and it seems to revolve around things that have not happened yet, but also about thinking about the long term, and about changes, and not wanting to get mentally boxed in while thinking about those changes. I mean, if I'm going to read these four together, I just feel like there's a pattern or a trend here. It doesn't have to be a family thing. This could just have to do with you reassessing your finances, your direction, maybe where you want to live, and laying down some practical things. I mean, Ta is Capricorn energy. Pyramid doesn't have a particular association with it, but it's definitely this idea about, again, pyramids. They're solid, they're long lasting, right? And so there's different, Queen of Pentacles, Earth again. There's definitely this idea of trying to settle down and settle in. So, and I don't know if there's been some communications recently that have made you worry about any changes in this area. So, don't know. Okay, fifth house. All right, this is Leo energy, so this has to do with creativity. It could have to do with children. It could have to do with love affairs. If you're interested, if you're single or if you're dating somebody. It can also have to do with recreation and leisure. And okay, you have Lotus with the Tower. So for me, okay, so the Tower here either connects to a romantic situation, okay, where maybe there's something about a partner that you've discovered that kind of upsets the apple cart a little bit, the Tower, or something, at least it's something very unexpected that you're learning. It could have to do with a child, or it could have to do, if you are working on a creative project of some kind, it could be around that. Maybe there's a feeling that basically the Tower tears down false structures. So if there's been anything about a particular situation, and again, maybe that's what's bringing up all of this angst here. Like I said, this could have to do with a child or somebody in a family. I don't know. But the Tower here suggests to me that there's a need to tear down structures and rebuild based on truth. Okay? So there could be some surprises coming in. something unexpected that's coming in that may shift the way that you're focused on a project or the way that you're dealing with a particular situation. But you have it with Lotus. So Lotus, again, suggests to me, I almost feel the energy of this over here. Lotus has to do with anxiety, with calming the mind about something. You could be worried about a catastrophe. You could be waiting for the other shoe to drop on something. But I don't know. But to me, this just means needing to look at a situation for what it is. But this is also telling me that it's not something you need to worry about. Like, I think you are very worried about something. You know, seeing this over here, we do have this sense of you being concerned about, you know, the unknown or the unseen right now. And maybe there's something you've learned recently or some unexpected thing that's happened that's made you feel like, oh my goodness, you know, everything's falling apart. But I don't think I don't think this is something to worry about. I'm going to look further to see, and you can see, because I don't know if this applies to a project for you, then if it relates back to the money thing or the business thing, this definitely indicates that this is just a test and that there are changes that are coming. If this relates to a job situation, we'll look ahead at the 6th and 10th houses. And if it has to do with a relationship, we'll look ahead to the 7th house. So, but whatever it is, I don't know. This is definitely saying, you know, just stay grounded and stay calm, basically, whatever might be going on here. Tower, even though we tend to interpret Tower as a negative, there are times when Tower is positive, because it could just be saying, well, first of all, it is about restructuring based on truth, but sometimes it just means something comes in really fast and we weren't prepared for it. But whatever it is, it can change a situation entirely, but often for the better. So, okay, 6th house, Virgo energy. This is about health. This is about a job that you might have. Like, this is about service, job or service. This could have to do with worries and anxieties, sometimes with pets. Okay, so we have fire with the 2 of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could mean doing more than one job. 2 of Pentacles is like keeping a lot of plates spinning, trying to keep a lot of balls in the air, so to speak. You can see this woman is kind of juggling here. And fire suggests that there's something going on where you're like, I feel like there's a decision that needs to be made. Like, you need to purge out of your life that which is no longer serving you, which is not appropriate to what you're doing anymore. And then you may be wanting to put your energy into a new job or to a new situation. You know, there's definitely a lot of fire and passion here. Certainly now, if you're talking about a health situation, this to me would indicate having a lot of vitality. Certainly if you've been ill, this would be about purging or about detoxifying in some way. And the 2 of Pentacles in this case would indicate maybe a need to, if you're juggling a lot of things, maybe to reduce your stress by juggling less, by maybe focusing on one thing at a time or prioritizing one thing at a time. So again, take it as it resonates. It's not necessarily going to be about both of those things, but whether it applies to health, job, or just something you've been concerned about, maybe maybe there's been a need to not juggle so much. You will definitely find the answer. Fire, if nothing, is inspirational. And so it kind of inspires you to resolve a problem. Okay, 7th house. This is your own energy. This is Libra. And this has to do with relationships. So long-term relationships, marriages, business partnerships, any kind of contractual relationship that you might have with somebody, or there's definitely a strong, because as you know, as Libra, that the representation is the scales of justice. So there's definitely a sense of, potentially some kind of committed or legal aspect to something. Okay, so you have Earth with the Prince of Cups. So for some of you, this could be a new relationship. Maybe some, in this case, if this has to do with a relationship, maybe something has come to an end here, or maybe even, this could even have to do with another person. It might not be you. It could be a child. It could be a lover or somebody who's a potential lover. Maybe there's a truth that's being discovered there. But I feel like there's definitely an invitation coming in. If you are single, Prince of Cups definitely is somebody coming in potentially with a romantic invitation. A person who might be an earth sign, because we do have the earth card here. It also could indicate that this is a situation where maybe you have an invitation. This could be an invitation to a business partnership, because earth could also have to do with money or something that makes money. Maybe that's where some of this changes or where some of this planning is. Maybe somebody wants to work with you on something financially. So there may be an opportunity to make money working with somebody. Another possibility here is that you may have an invitation to a relationship, or maybe you maybe recently, maybe you want to start dating someone or they want to start going out with you. And Earth would indicate the idea of taking something slow and planting the seeds so that you will have a long-term situation. If you are in fact already married in a relationship and you don't think the business thing applies, then there's certainly either you or your partner, it seems like, might get some kind of an invite here. And again, that there may be a strong financial component to it, or this may, it's somehow connected to security, to money, and to things like that. So there's very, very practical element to this. Some kind of invitation that's very, very practical, for you or your spouse if you're married. If that's the angle that applies here. Okay, 8th house is Scorpio energy. This is about transformations, big transformations, milestones, life and death changes, like that kind of level of change. And also about other people's money, potentially. Okay, so we have the twins with the Princess of Swords. Okay, Princess of Swords is like the Page of Swords. So again, the twins, this has to do with other people's money. So I don't know. Now, looking back over here, where we have a Queen of Pentacles, we have all these people here. We have the High Priestess here in the home sector. I don't know. I don't know if this is money coming in from family. I don't know if it's money coming in from a legacy. There's not a legacy card here, okay? But this is definitely about some kind of a partnership, I feel like. I mean, it could also just mean that maybe you are going to be moving into a phase where you are either partnering with somebody, maybe getting into a relationship, or working with somebody on something important in the next phase of your life. Princess of Swords. Okay, in this particular position, oftentimes this is a card of, Princess of Swords can be a card, like the Page of Swords, a card of gossip, or people maybe who you're worried about. That may be what's going on here. Maybe you've been made an offer and maybe you're concerned that there's something deceitful about this offer, or that there's something shady about it, or dodgy. But of course, the Princess of Swords can also mean signing contracts with people as well. So I don't know. You need to take it as it resonates, but it really could go either way. Maybe you have an opportunity and maybe you're worried that it's dodgy. I don't know. The fact that it's telling you to not look at something just one way, the fact that you need to start planning for the future, I don't know. Certainly at the very least, I would say that the Princess of Swords means if there is kind of a partnership here, like a financial partnership, make sure you have all the information, certainly. This is definitely also a card about information gathering. Pages gather information, and the Page of Swords, to me, tends to be, can be somebody who's very ambitious, can be business-oriented. I do associate this card with contracts, but I have a feeling there may be just something here that you're feeling a little bit like, you've got a lot of this I don't know kind of energy here. So we'll go further and see what that has to do with. But whatever this is, it could be, like, what comes to mind is that, maybe you're looking to make a change. Maybe you're looking to go into your own business. Maybe something's happening. Maybe somebody's looking to invest in what you're doing, especially with this Prince of Cups and Earth over here. And whatever this is, but I don't know. Yeah. And maybe this is something that you feel like is kind of rocking your world a little bit. And maybe you're worried about what might happen, but I don't know. I'm feeling like whatever changes are happening now, whatever opportunities or partnerships or whatever they're coming up, whether they be of a romantic nature, whether they relate to the work that you're doing or business or even family, there's something about them that suggests to me that they're moving you on to whatever the next thing is in your life. So take that as it resonates, but that's the big picture I'm seeing so far. 9th house is Sagittarius energy, and Sag has to do with expansion, so long distance travel, higher education, educational institutions, religious institutions, deep thought, anything like where you might take a class. It doesn't have to be going back for a degree. It could be just taking something that, the certification or something that expands your knowledge in some way. And okay, so you have Osiris with the Ace of Cups. So for some of you, maybe it's going to be either on a long trip, or maybe in an educational setting, Ace of Cups can indicate new love or a new relationship, okay? So if you're not in a relationship, it just seems like something, and this could be somebody, there could be Aries or Sagittarius energy, because it's funny, Sagittarius house. According to Marie Hope, this is a Sagittarius card, but I also think of it as being like the Emperor, so it's a little bit more like Aries to me, but it can be either. It can be fire, but it doesn't have to be a fire sign either. Could just be something that is solid and secure. Maybe it's a situation in which you feel comfortable and secure. If you were talking about travel itself, this seems to indicate that at least for now, kind of staying put. Because, again, this is only a reading for, through February 5th. So, but I do feel like if some of you were thinking about traveling, it may be that you're thinking about just, I feel like, again, like there's all this stuff that's going on financially. Maybe you're looking to make sure that you have some kind of stability before you make plans for a long trip or before you do something else. But there's definitely the sense of being solidly in place somewhere, either connected to travel or to education of some kind, or even maybe to religion or tradition or religious beliefs for some people. But the Ace of Cups does indicate something new coming, something new. And if it's not new love, then it's new. It's just a new sense of being, how do I want to put it? It basically just something that appeals to the heart, something that is more authentic to your emotional self, to what you care for, rather than something maybe that you just do. You know what I mean? So there seems to be a stability here, but there does seem to be like there's going to be some kind of a new, like I said, new love or new opportunity that deals with something close to your heart. And again, that doesn't have to be a relationship. It can just be something you care about very deeply. So that's interesting. Let's look at your 10th house, Capricorn energy. This is your career, fame, and reputation. Okay, so yeah, this is increased visibility here. Crook and Flail is definitely about being seen as an authority or an expert in something. It can sometimes mean having a mentor in some fashion for some people. But this is definitely, it could be a promotion. It could be, it could just be being very visible and being seen and being respected for what you do. And we have that with the Hermits, which is interesting. So the Hermit indicates, again, this idea of withdrawal, like I'm seeing in the first house over here. Like maybe you're really taking some time out, Libra, to really think about your whole situation, your housing situation, maybe your money and your job situation. I feel like there's a lot of planning going on here, and there may be some opportunities here, and maybe you're, maybe you're trying to sort through where you want to go, and you may be reluctant about some of the opportunities because you're not really sure about the motivations behind them and so forth. But I do feel like as things are changing, there's going to be also opportunities that other people are offering you, and that there may be some big changes ahead with that. But there's definitely the sense of being recognized. And I feel like with the Hermit, you are kind of taking some time out to think about your strategy or about the long term. Maybe even about, Hermit to me can also be about working alone or working remotely. So yeah, take that as it resonates. 11th house, Aquarian energy. Aquarius is our friendships, our social networks, our goals, our destiny. And speaking of destiny, you have Thoth here. So when Thoth shows up in a destiny house, I feel like this indicates that there is some goal that you want, something you're trying to manifest is going to manifest at the right time. And you have the King of Wands here. So now this could be you. I mean, you're an air sign, not a fire sign. This is fire. But this is definitely just somebody who's absolutely determined to get what they want. Like I have a goal and I am going to reach it. I mean, that's the energy of the King of Wands. But this could also be a person. This could be somebody in your friend group or your social network, maybe someone who's very determined. And I feel like this person is coming in, whoever this is. Now, again, this could represent you and your own drive. This could represent another person. If it does, this is, there's something, I'm going to use the phrase divinely timed about this, or something karmic about this. Like this person's coming in at this time for a reason, okay? This person is somebody, now certainly Thoth can have to do with healing, spiritual healing, But I feel like Thoth also just, in the hopes and wishes house, I feel like it's saying, okay, it's time for you to manifest a wish or a goal. And so either you're going to have this drive to do it. I mean, you do have fire in the house directly. Actually, is this one directly opposite? Actually, you've got the tower in the house and the one directly opposite. So I don't know, but you do have fire over here also in one of your job houses, okay? So there's definitely like a determination here, like you are driven to do something. So this could very well be you, but you can take it as it resonates. If you think that there's somebody in your environment who fits the bill here, then it could be, and I don't know, maybe this is the person who you're worried about. Maybe you think they're dodgy. It doesn't have to be a man, but there's definitely a strong fire energy to this, and you had that fire energy over here too. So I don't know. Certainly when you get to the king in the minor arcana, the king cards represent, that is the culmination of the suit. That is having it all together, having all the resources, completing a project, being at the end of something, or the person who has all the skills and expertise. There's a few cards here about experts coming in. So I don't know. I have a feeling there's going to be somebody who's going to be able to help you out in terms of achieving a goal. I feel like this is another person in this case. I was quite kind of undecided about that. Now, maybe you'll tell me, you'll say, no, I think that's me. In which case, okay, either way. Like I said, general reading, take what resonates. Okay, now we have Pisces energy, 12th house. This house has to do with what's hidden, what you're not showing to people, what's unconscious. Maybe you're even hiding it from yourself, what you might be afraid of. Okay, and so you have Ankh with the 8 of Cups. Okay, so Ankh in this house, okay, this is interesting, because in the 12th house, Ankh, there's fears. I don't know. Sometimes this comes up when we have fears around life or death with something, and I feel like this is in this particular house, this is a very strong life omen. So if there's some situation where that's a concern for you, then this is definitely a long life and happiness card, so I wouldn't worry about that. But this also may just have to do with you. Maybe you're concerned about a love relationship. I mean, we do have the tower down here. Or maybe you're just concerned about being able to do what you love, or being able to live your life to the fullest. 8 of Cups indicates a desire here to walk away from something. And as I pointed out to others with this card, you have the eclipse here, okay? This is very clear on this card. Some of the decks, the eclipse is there, but it's not always obvious that that's what it is. There's definitely a sense that something you've been doing for a while is something you're going to walk away from. Okay, but you're afraid to do that. There's a fear. I feel like the eclipse energy is actually important here. The eclipses that we had were in October, and there are more eclipses coming in April. And that particular axis of eclipses towards the end of October, probably around, probably close to your birthday or close to the beginning of Scorpio. There was definitely some big changes here that are coming in, and the eclipses are bringing, they revolutionize, they bring these kinds of changes, and there was both a lunar and a solar eclipse. They always come in pairs, and this is supposed to be a lunar eclipse in this particular case, I think. Although actually no, I think that's a solar eclipse. Sorry, because the lunar eclipse would be a different call. This is the moon crossing the sun here. So yeah, whatever the solar eclipse was, whatever was triggered during that time period. This is that sort of, this is where you're meant to actually have this change, okay? This is where something's coming in. It's connected to the eclipses, so maybe this is something that's going to culminate in April for you with the next set of eclipses. But yeah, there's definitely a sense that you feel you need to walk away to achieve your happiness, but there's a fear about doing that. Yeah, and I'm seeing that over here too. There's a reluctant to trust something. For some of you, this will actually pertain to a love relationship, because I have the twins over here and the Ankh over here. So for somebody, this does represent a destined relationship of some kind. It doesn't have to be love, but for somebody, it is. Okay? All right, overall, you have air with the 9 of Wands. Yeah, 9 of Wands means you're tired. This is the wounded warrior. You've been through things. You're kind of done. You're tired. You're drained. I think you want to... you want something to be finished, okay? And you have it with air. So air indicates that things are changing. The changes right now are fairly lighthearted, because air is not about really, of course you do have the tower down here, but It's generally not, it says overall the changes are not really going to be cataclysmic, but they might be fast. There could be messages coming in. I feel like there's changes, and I feel like you are in a situation, you're near the end of something that has been draining you of your energy, okay? This Nine of Wands means that you're, I feel like especially with this Ten of Cups up here, you have the Eight of Swords here. I'm looking at the numbers that you have here. I mean, you do have a princess and you do have an ace, but overall, you have kings, you have queens, eights. I mean, 8 seems to be a big number here. 8 and 9, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you are definitely near the end of something. You're near the end of some kind of a cycle, Libra. So my advice would be go with the change. Go with the change. I mean, if there's one thing you're, not certain about, or opportunities you're not certain about, get as much information as you can before committing to anything. But I just feel like there's some big and sudden changes coming in. But I don't feel like these are negative. I mean, in spite of this, like the Lotus here says, whatever this change is, it's not something you have to worry about. So let's do a Gateway Oracle card, and let's just tie this together. Oop, here we go. Okay, your card is Breaking Barriers. So let's see what it says. I am expanding beyond limitations into joy and freedom. Okay, yeah, and here's those limitations, right? Breaking barriers. Yeah, I felt like this was kind of a key here. You definitely want to be moving into new territory here. I think you are nervous about doing that. I think you're worried about certain things that you don't know or that maybe you don't trust right now, but you've got this King of Wands energy, you've got this fire energy. You are definitely ready to move on with something. I think there's some areas where you might be feeling very comfortable, but with this Eight of Cups, there's definitely, that at some point you're going to have to move on. And I do think that, but I don't think there's anything to be afraid of here. I think that will, the universe will open up, and it's now going to be time for you to get your wishes. That's it for you this week, Libra. If this reading was helpful, do give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to leave me a comment, let me know how this resonated with you. That's always appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit subscribe, press the notification bell so that you don't miss these. These come out usually on Mondays. And I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.